WWE tag team titles have traditionally been a staple of the mid-card in the WWE. However, in recent memory, the WWE tag titles have been catapulted to the main event. Not only do they main event premium live events like they did at Night of Champions, but they're also main eventing entire nights of WrestleMania like it did at WrestleMania 39. So in honor of the rise of the tag titles, today we're going to be looking at the best tag teams from every year for the past 20 years. Again, this is all my opinion, so feel free to disagree with me in the comments and let's have a friendly debate about this. But hey, as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring that bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I hope you subscribe because we do upload daily wrestling content that I'm confident you're gonna fall in love with. And we're very serious about these daily uploads. Right now, I'm traveling to Las Vegas, probably lost in a desert right now with no water, with no hope of survival, and yet here we are still uploading daily videos. All right, let's jump into it then. It's the year 2002 and your boy Santi is just a wee lad of 9 years old. This is the year that I started watching professional wrestling, and I'm sorry to do this to you, but I'm cheating right off the get-go because I couldn't pick a best tag team of 2002 because there were just too many damn good tag teams in 2002. I mean, they have an entire moniker. They're called the SmackDown Six. Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, Edge, Rey Mysterio, and Los Guerreros, which had Eddie and Chavo Guerrero, were just putting on mind-bending, eyeball-poppingly good matches every single WWE pay-per-view. Like, separate, on paper, each one of these guys are just individually amazing workers, and when you put them together in multi-man matches in a tag team, like you're just begging to have amazing 10-star matches. And that's what they did consistently. They would even have an awesome tournament to crown tag team champions. And even beyond that tournament, they would continue to have fantastic matches. This group would go on to be called the SmackDown Six. And to me, they paved the way for the other great tag teams that would come about from the Ruthless Aggression era, because the Ruthless Aggression era would go on to have some fantastic tag teams. And hell, I mean, just in this picture alone, we have 4 WWE Hall of Famers. We'd have 5 it wasn't for what Benoit did, but like, just look at this crop of people. It's just insane. I couldn't pick a group here, so I'm going with all 6. I'm going with the entire SmackDown 6 here. 2003, and for 2003, I actually forgot what I went with, so this is going to be a surprise. What did I go with? I went with, of course, Team Angle. I mean, when in storyline you are handpicked by Kurt Angle, the greatest professional wrestling alive at that time, who was the WWE champion, it means that you're made for greatness, and the world's greatest tag team of Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas were just that. Not only would they go on to capture tag team gold, but they would often have match of the night contenders. These guys were just amazing workhorses and just technical wonders. 2004. This was a weird year for tag teams. There were a lot of brand new tag teams in 2004. The Dudley Boys did come back to have a run in 2004, but I wasn't overly impressed by them back then. Instead, I was most impressed by La Resistance, at the time, in my opinion, the best heel tag team of this time in 2004. They were just so hateable and detestable. They were just, they had this aura of their shit just smelled better than yours. They would come out with their Quebec flag and French flag and do their little French dances. I'm sorry to my French viewers. I don't mean to demean you like this, but they were just so goddamn hateable. These guys were wonderful heels. I loved everything about La Resistance. 2005 was an interesting year for the tag team division because we had quite a few new tag teams debuting. And far and away the most successful and arguably iconic of all of these tag teams that would debut in 2005 was M&M, Mercury, and Nitro, who were managed by Melina at the time. They actually won the tag titles in their debut, so they were right off the get-go catapulted to the very top of the tag team division. And they worked their gimmicks so well. They were the Miz before the Miz was a thing. They would come out with the paparazzi, the hot valet, and Melina. These guys were excellent. They also were great in the ring and had fantastic matches and won gold. So, I mean, they hit all the check marks for 2005. 2006. To me, this one wasn't even close. This is Paul London and Brian Kendrick all day, every day. At the time, they were the longest reigning WWE tag champions as well. And I love this tag team because of their energy. They were just always going at 1,000 1,000 miles per hour. They were great technical workers, great high flyers as well, and they just had great chemistry with every single tag team that they went up against. They also would go on to hold the title for over 300 days. Overall, this is one of those tag teams that would work perfectly in today's WWE. 2007. Again, another year with a ton of brand new tag teams. This was a year where the WWE, if they weren't sure what to do with you, they'd pair you up with another dude that they didn't know what to do with either and make you a unique tag team with a cool gimmick. And that's what they did with Deuce and Domino. I love Deuce and Domino. They were cool, they were hip, I liked the 50s look, and they won gold. That just about says it all. 2007 wasn't the strongest year, but I still like these guys. 2008, I don't think anyone's gonna argue this. It's The Miz and John Morrison, okay? 2008 was The Miz and John Morrison show from basically beginning to end. 2009, we're giving this one to Jericho. They were incredibly dominant in the tag team division and just about destroyed everyone in that division. I also really like this tag team because I feel like Jericho helped rebuild the Big Show into being a scary monster again. The Big Show was starting to become this comical act that was hard to take seriously, but alongside Jericho, we got to see that vicious side of Big Show again, and they would become unified tag champions as well. So yeah, they cooked the tag team division that year. 2010, I probably should have gone the Hart Dynasty, but ultimately, like, when I think of tag teams, I know they're a faction, but still, when I think of tag teams, I think the Nexus here, fellas. 4 different people within the Nexus, so 2 pairs of tag teams would actually go on to hold the tag titles, which I actually think is a fairly unique trait amongst factions in the WWE. But more than anything, like, they were just the most talked about thing, bar none, in 2010. Like, they brought a lot of people back into wrestling, a lot of people that became nomads that fell away from the world of professional wrestling. They heard about what was going on with the Nexus, they heard about this really cool storyline, and they came back to the WWE because of it. And yeah, again, I know it's not a traditional tag team in the sense, but hey, we are one and they will stand together. 2011. This may be the weakest year of tag team wrestling in the WWE that I can remember. The titles were on Team Airboom basically for the entire year, but they were not treated seriously in any way, shape, or form. By the way, Airboom is Kofi Kingston as well as Evan Bourne. But to me, I think the most iconic tag team of 2011 was actually Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth. I mean, they were important and iconic enough to take on John Cena and The Rock at that year's Survivor Series. And even though they didn't actually win any sort of tag team gold or really make a run in the tag team division, they definitely made the biggest impression. Together, they were the biggest heels in all of 2011. So yeah, I give it to Team Awesome Truth. 2012, not even close. Don't think anyone's gonna argue this. Team Hell No was one of the most iconic tag teams of the 2010s period. Talk about a brilliant decision to take 2 guys that they had nothing left to do with in Kane and Daniel Bryan and just put them together and let them work magic. And that's exactly what they did. And this single-handedly revitalized Daniel Bryan's career. I love Team Hell No. I love them together as a tag team in the ring. I love their promos together. I love their backstage shenanigans. I love their whole hug gimmick. I love the thing with Dr. Shelby. Team Hell No is just freaking awesome. 2013. I probably should have gone the Shield. I probably should have gone the Shield. But to me, when I think of 2013, I think of the legendary story that was told between Goldust and Cody Rhodes. A story which, by the way, had them defeat the Shield for the tag titles. The story between these 2 fellas was just so natural and so real, and it just had the entire WWE universe falling in love with the Runnels brothers. So yeah, I think you can make a strong argument for the Shield. If anything, that's probably the strongest argument that there is. But when I think of just storylines that stuck with me, I have to give this to Cody Rhodes and Goldust. 2014. Well, you already know that I love Team Hell No, so you know I like oddball tag teams, and this is just one of the best ones that there is. I love The Miz and Damien Sandow. Damien Mizdow, and what was the name of this team? Was it Mizdow? Anyways, I know he went as, I'm getting all confused. We have Damien Sandow, who went as Mizdow, who was the stunt double of The Miz, who was called The Miz, and I don't know if their team was actually called Mizdow. anyways, regardless, I fucking love these two together. They won tag gold. Damian Mizdow became the darling of the WWE universe. Everyone fell in love with his antics. This team was just, it didn't live long enough. I wish we had seen more of them. Look, I need you to buckle in for this one because we're on 2015. Are you ready for this? Okay. 2015, it was owned by the New Day. I don't think anyone's going to argue with this. They held those titles forever. We look at 2016. Whoa, surprise, surprise. Look what we have here again. We have the New Day. And hey, you know what? Why don't we make it a three-peat? And in 2017, well, actually, I couldn't decide. So I went with both the New Day and the Usos, who just went back and forth with the tag titles all year long. And just such a great duel for the entirety of 2017, which also included that great rap battle, by the way. Now, the Usos had been around for quite a while as a tag team, but it wasn't really until this year where they really found their edge, where they became, you know, Uso penitentiary Usos, and that's the Usos that we know and love today. And their back and forth with the New Day in 2017 was just iconic. 2018, I probably could have gone the New Day again if I really wanted to, but I ended up going with the Bar in Cesaro and Sheamus. I just loved the fact that they put together these two European ass kickers together and they really ran that tag team division. And by the way, I'm talking about the Bar after they lost to Nicholas and Braun Strowman, okay? Because when they lost to Nicholas and Braun Strowman, they weren't called the Bar, they were just Cesaro and Sheamus. The Bar, in my eyes, never lost to 12-year-old Nicholas, okay? 2019, surprise, surprise, it's the New Day, yes it is. That's my attempt at the New Day entrance theme. And in 2020, we finally have some new blood because this is the main roster version of the Street Profits, who absolutely own the tag team division through the 2020s and through the pandemic as well. In 2020, they actually held tag gold for over 220 days. And I know a lot of us are calling for Montez Ford and Dawkins to go off on their own and become great single stars, but hey, we have to acknowledge and love the fact that these two have absolutely cooked for years as a great tag team, and I think their best year was 2020. Okay, this is basically the end of the video, okay? Because 2021 is when the Usos would go on to dominate the tag team division for years and years and years. So 2021, we have the Usos. 2022, we have the Usos. And even 2023, the year where we're at today, the year of your Lord and Savior Santi Zap, it is still the Usos. And you might be wondering, how can you have the Usos? They broke up. Dude, they main evented night one of WrestleMania. They main evented Money in the Bank, where they pinned Roman Reigns for the first time in like 3 years. They still accomplished a lot in the small portion that they were together as a tag team in 2023. So as of the making of this video, which is October, they're still the best tag team in 2023. Anyways, that's it. That's my list. What did I get wrong? Let me know in the comments, but that's it. I'm done. Get out of here.